Good morning. How is everybody today this Friday? So, I'm just back from the gym. I have my tea. I got a little wash going. So I did do the gym today. Hooray for me. That's 4 days. I didn't do one day this week, so I missed a day, but 4 days out of 5 isn't bad considering I wasn't going at all before. So, it's all good. Today's theme is I see with love and understanding. I hold all my experiences up to the light in love. So this is a really good one. I like that. See, I'm drawing these all from Louise Hay, Heal Your Body. And she has these affirmations that kind of go along with the negative side. Like, what is it trying to overcome? And the overcoming phrase is a desire to punish, blame, or feeling victimized. So I see with love and understanding. You know, I get this all the time. Let me rephrase that. I don't get it as much anymore because I think I've surrounded myself with people that understand me a little bit better. But I would say a long time ago, and I don't remember exactly when, there was something that I read that made me really realize that you have to take each person as the individual beautiful soul that they are and have to understand with compassion and love that they are right where they need to be. And sometimes that right where they need to be is a negative place and a harmful, self-destructive place. And they can't help but to lash out at the people around them. And so it really solidified for me the need to remind myself when I have a negative experience with someone that I don't know what their backstory is. I don't know why they're cranky. I don't know why they're having a bad day. Years and years ago, I went out with somebody. I don't remember all the details, but I do remember the conversation. And we had a really terrible, cranky waitress. Cranky. But she had been really nice before. I'd never had a bad experience with her, but that particular night, she was just having a bad day. And the person I was with was like, oh, she's such a bitch. And I went, well, actually not. She's normally really nice. You don't know what's going on with her. And yeah, no, the service is terrible tonight, and she is really cranky, and she's kind of hot-tempered, and yeah, you could probably call her that, but you don't know what happened today that affected her behavior and her service. And it's unfortunate, but I'm still going to tip her pretty good because I've had her several times before and she was amazing. And the person I was with was like, why would you tip that? Why would you tip that? And I'm like, because I've had positive experiences with her before. I can look at her and say, she is an individual being in her own right. She has a place to fill, and we don't know what her journey is. And she just might be having a bad day. And I try to allow for that in my interactions with people. And the person that I was with was just really not getting that, well, okay, you're paying for food, you're paying for good service. And I totally understand that. And when I go to a new restaurant, I give the restaurant 3 chances. I'll keep going until, if that third time the service is terrible, the attitude is horrible, the food is horrible, it's got to add up for me to not go back there or not tip. But I tip extremely generously most of the time. So I see people with compassion and understanding and love because I know that I've had bad days. I mean, I waitressed, and I know that there were days that I probably didn't do very good because I was cranky or I didn't feel good or it was just a bad day or I'd gone to school all day long. And I mean, there's a lot of stuff that goes into it. The second part of the affirmation is I hold all my experiences up to light and love. Back to that interaction with that person. Maybe if it was my first and only experience with that person at that restaurant, I may not have tipped great as much as I had at that time, but I would have continued to go back to that restaurant to give the restaurant a chance. Maybe that particular server is just a cranky server. I mean, the person that I was with was like, I'm never going to come back here again because this was terrible. I'm like, why? Give the people and experiences in your life chances to correct behavior. You know, I've had interactions in the SCA where I have an interaction with them and they are rude and crude and bitchy and ornery and say nasty things. And I go, okay. I walk away and I go, that was very uncomfortable. That was a very bad experience. And I walk away going, I'm going to give them at least 2-3 more chances to show a better side of themselves, because maybe I caught them after they had been reamed by a peer, or their kid ran off, or something got spilled down their favorite piece of garb, or who knows, maybe they're just sick. I know that when I was really sick, I was not pleasant to be around in the SCA because I did not feel good all the time. And that can affect people's perception of you. And the people that I give chances to, and I trust my gut that they are good people, they're just I'm probably just not seeing a very good side of them. I give them many chances. It's the ones that I get a very uncomfortable feeling around, like the instant I meet them, I am uncomfortable. I know that they are not as good as they show themselves to be, but there's that edge. I do give them a couple chances, but if they can't turn that around, I walk away. But I hold them up to light and love. I walk away knowing that interpersonal interaction is not healthy for me, but I still give them up to light and love. Like it's not a, oh, you're a terrible, horrible person, and you're damned for the rest of your, it's not that. It's, I'm going to walk away because that interaction isn't going to be healthy for me. But that doesn't mean that down the line they grow and they change and they show a different side of themselves, that I give them the opportunity to hold their space. Everybody should be given the opportunity to hold their space in the universe as they see fit. And if that doesn't jive with you, walk away. It's okay. Not everybody you meet is going to give you rainbows and butterflies and, unicorns out your ass. It's not like that. We all have different blueprints. We all have different life themes, and we're all at different places in our journey. I like to think that I don't think I actually try as much anymore. I think it's just a part of how I look at the universe, is that we each fill it in our own unique way. And if there's somebody that I meet that I don't get along with, I walk away. And it's not a judgy walk away. It's a walk away of, you're filling your space in a particular way that is not good for me, and I'm just going to separate myself from that situation. It's not judgy in any way. It's not a condemnation on the person that I have to walk away from. It's not a demeaning action for wherever they are in life. It's an acceptance of who they are. And nobody, and this is a lesson for everyone, is you can't change somebody that doesn't want to change for themselves. Like, even, I love somebody said, well, I'm a people pleaser, so I change myself to please people. Yeah, that's true. You are the one making the choice. No one made you do that. So why are you doing that? Is that a good thing for you? Can you be you, all 100% complete you, at peace with yourself, and be okay that you're not going to please everybody? My grandma, I was talking to her the other day, and she reminded me of a poster that was hanging on our wall for years that Edna gave her, that said, what other people's opinions are of me is none of my business. And I laughed when she said that. I went, oh my goodness, Grandma, I remember that poster. And I remember at the time going, well, of course. But it is one of those things that I've incorporated into my, I guess, way of thinking, my psyche, all these years down the line. What your opinion of me is none of my business. It isn't any of my business. And, I had a conversation, I've had several conversations with people over the years, and they're like, don't you worry about what people are going to think? And I'm like, I don't care. And it goes back to that. It's none of my business. I do things in my life that are good for me and that build people up around me and support the people I love in my life. And if you come into my sphere, I will build you up just like anybody else. But you have to be willing to do the work to change yourself if that is what you want. That was something that in my relationship with my partner when we first met, he kept trying to please me. God, that made me mad. Like, stop trying to please me. Please yourself, and that makes me happy. Be happy. Work on you. And I will be here to prop you up and support you, but I can't do it for you. And I'm not going to give you guidelines as to what makes me happy. Not happening. It just won't. You have to live your life. It doesn't matter whether you're my children, a partner, a friend in my life. Don't do things to please me. I am here to give you the space you need to live your life, and I will do that with love and compassion and understanding, and I will support you in your journey, and I will listen to your hardships, and I will give you all the energy in the world that you need up until the point you think I'm going to do it for you. And then I stop cold, because that is your work and that is your journey, and I cannot do it for you. And I have lost friends over that. I've lost friends friends is a bad word. Acquaintances, I guess. I guess they weren't really friends. But I think everybody's a friend. That's kind of partly my problem. When I meet new people, everybody's my friend. I'm like a puppy dog that doesn't find an enemy and then wonders why I get stepped on. But I've had people that I've lost in my life because they didn't understand that I can't do it for them. They would come to me for advice. Oh, help me, Red. And like, I can only help you up to a certain point. You ask me the questions of what you think I should do, or what you think I think you should do. You know what I mean? And the only thing I can say is, this is a piece of advice. I'm not telling you what to do. And then they go do those things, and then they're mad. And I'm like, wait a minute. Did you think about what I said? Did you process that? Did you bring that into your heart? Find that place of peace, and if that's not for you, don't do it. It's an idea. It's not always necessarily a gift from God from on high. When I do readings and I do health coaching, we work on those things together. We discuss the pros and cons of all the things that could be done. And I help work through with my clients the best process for the best outcome. And they decide in the session what they want to do, not what I tell them to do. That's what a coach does. We work on it together to get you to see all the angles of a situation or a methodology to figure out what will work for you. But when my friends come to me, just as Red and my friend, that's not a health coaching situation. It's separate, and it's not the same framework. And I don't think people that I know understand the difference. When people come in as a client in a session, there's a whole different framework versus me talking to a friend. And it's a different framework. It's a different outcome. And there are different goals. But in all of that, I give each person their place in the universe to fill it however they need to, in love and compassion and understanding, because they are unique spiritual individuals that are beautiful. And when I talk about loving people, I really mean that. Underneath everything, I love most people. I think that's why I think of everybody as, oh, they're my friend. Some people I can say are acquaintances because I don't know them very well, but I still can love them. You can love people, and there are people that you can love and know that they can never give it back because they are broken and they can't love themselves. And that's okay. But it doesn't mean I have to stop loving them and being compassionate and understanding and embracing of who they are as individuals. I can accept that the guy down the street who is a complete ass to everybody has a terrible personality. Okay, but I can still give him the compassion and the love and the understanding for his journey. It doesn't mean I want to walk it. It doesn't mean I want to have anything to do with it. It doesn't mean I might not protect my children from his negativity, whatever. But looking at the world with love and compassion and understanding is not a hard thing to do. But it does change. It does take a fundamental change in how you look at the world. Even on my worst day, I love life. I love the world that I live in. I love the journey. I love the lessons that come with it. And I have hard days. I have really hard days. And some days I just turn the switch and I'm like, I'm going to go hide because I get overwhelmed. And I know that. And it's none of my business what other people think of that. It's none of my business what other people's opinion is of me. So I guess there's 2-3 themes in today's talk. So I did the gym this morning. I have the afternoon to myself, and I may put my hiking boots on and go for a walk. Get outside. It is freezing out there, but it's just so gorgeous, and I really want to be out in it. I hope you all have a beautiful day. This is a really long daily devotional, and if you're not big into the long ones, I'm sorry. But have a beautiful day. Have a blessed weekend, and I will see you on Monday in prayer. Blessed be.